You're listening to Reviewing History, your comedy history podcast. I'm Brian Rupert, joined here by
Stephen Badagliaco
and Anthony Galati.
And we have a very special guest here today. As always, we are coming to you from the Gitem Steve Dave Town Studios in beautiful Hazlet, New Jersey. And we are joined here by one of my favorite members of the TSD crew, the TSD Town. I'm joined here by Gitem Steve Dave.
Howdy, all.
Gitem has heard us record before, but we're breaking format a bit. What we're going to be doing today is it's going to be more like the second pilot, which you could see on our feed, where we are going to be discussing historical events, people, whatever, battles, anything like that. And then at the end, we're going to make our picks for the next movies we will be watching. So I told Gitem to bring a tale or thing to the table that he would like to discuss. And, you know,
I hope it fits with the theme, but
It's loose. It'll be fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just go with it.
If it's not, you know, we'll just shun you.
It does.
You'll never be invited back.
I'll have to stay outside the door. Yes. It
Glare at
does.
you.
It does center around a historic event which has changed the world. So
Awesome.
yeah.
I'm excited.
Exciting.
yes.
I guess I'll go first.
Sure, that seems to be how it goes.
You're at the
Yeah.
helm, yeah.
You're the guy.
I'm the guy.
Yeah.
I'm the Kirk. I'm the
I am
captain.
Kirok.
What episode, get him?
What
Kirok.
is that? A TOS?
TOS.
Yeah, I'm not that big on TOS. I'm not that good on TOS.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would be
This side of Paradise? No, Paradise. Syndrome.
Paradise Syndrome.
Yeah.
With Miramani.
We're Trekkies and Getim's a Trekkie, so
I'm a Trekker.
Trekker.
Yes.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So buckle up.
Well, no, I was told that Trekkies are TOS and then Trekkers TNG on.
You know, I didn't know there was a distinction.
Back in the day, you know.
Did you enjoy that movie, Trekkies?
I didn't. I never saw it.
It's like a documentary about the super fans and stuff,
Okay.
and they go buck wild like a guy turned his car into a shuttlecraft.
Nice. I do remember watching like QVC when they would have like the Star Trek memorabilia stuff, and I couldn't afford it or get any of it. But I used to just sit there for 2 hours watching like because they would have people come on, and I would just be like so fascinated, like, oh yeah, this is almost exactly what we use on the set, but we just like add this to cut down the shine. I was like, oh my god, so cool. I want a communicator pin that makes the noise.
I went to about 2 years ago. There's in Ticonderoga, New York. There's a Trek museum. Like they recreated the entire set of the Enterprise from the original series, and you walk around it, and it's all fun. And you can. They have the.
Do you press buttons?
You can press buttons. They got like salt shakers that are tricorders and shit.
That's like the
It's the
adult
nerdiest thing I've
version.
ever done.
Yeah.
Is this related to that series you told me about?
No, this is different.
Oh, so this is another person who built the whole entire set.
I told him
Okay.
about Star Trek Continues.
Oh yeah, Star Trek Continues. What a great series.
Do you want to explain what that is?
I mean, I'm not part of it. You talk. You're right.
No, just
it's some guy who loves Star Trek and made his own show, like with the guy from what's it called? Mythbusters plays Sulu.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, Grand Amahara.
Yes.
Because he showed it to me. I'm like, dude, I think that's Grand Amahara. And he's like, who? I'm like, Grand Amahara, Mythbusters. And I had to like Google it. I'm like, yes, it was him.
My.
basically a Christian rock singer built the Enterprise in his house, and he, does his own
great.
Star Trek adventures. He is a great Kirk.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's better than some other people to play Kirk who started in the 2000s. That's all I'll say.
Enough about Star Trek.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll get back to it.
Oh, yes. It's coming.
Yeah.
Okay. I picked a little obscure historical fact. It's one of the last things to happen in World War II.
Okay.
An event.
An event. This is the Battle of Castle Eater.
How do you spell
Castle
Eater? How do you spell Eater?
Itter.
Eater. Okay.
So we're going European theater.
We're in Europe. We're in Austria specifically. And basically, so at this castle in Austria, a bunch of French VIPs were being held prisoner. And this is what makes it a little interesting. The people they had in prison that the Nazis had all hated each other's fucking guts.
Do you know who they were?
Yes, I do. Okay, so
like Marshall Pétain.
So you had by the way, these are French names, so I am going to butcher them. So prepare yourself.
Oh, can I make a correction before you continue? It's funny you brought that up. I've been we did the Gladiator episode, right?
Yeah.
And I recently listened to it. And I said Macro Mani Wars when it's Marco Mani Wars, and it's been driving me nuts for days. So I'm sure anyone who heard that and knows what the fuck I'm talking about is like, what an asshole.
Dude, I said Comicus. Come on.
Well, he's a legendary stand-up comedian from BC. I mean, you know. He was selling out the Coliseum 3 nights.
4 on Sundays.
Okay, there was athlete Jean Barada. He was a tennis star.
Oh.
Basically, he became the Ministry of Sport during Vichy France. Like, they used him as like a token spokesperson.
What a bullshit title.
The Minister of Sport.
Yeah.
That's such nonsense.
It's a bullshit position, but he is their most famous athlete at the time, and they used him for propaganda.
Wow, tennis is your most famous athlete.
Yeah, it's early, you know.
Look, everyone, even the tennis man likes fascism. He swings with his elbow. And he raises his arms to Hitler.
So he obviously, like most French people, hated fucking the Germans and the Vichy. Eventually, he spoke out and he got his ass thrown in this prison. He opened his mouth. Then you have the French fascist Francis de la Roque. Now, people may hear French fascist and be like, shouldn't he like the Nazis? No, he's a nationalist for France. He wants Nazi policies, but for Frenchmen.
Right. Yeah.
He doesn't want Germans doing it. Yeah. Obviously, the Germans have to put his ass in the prison, right?
Yeah. Sure.
There are 2 former prime ministers put into this prison. There is the leftist Delorier, and then there is the right winger Paul Reynard.
I've heard of him.
There is also de Gaulle's sister.
Oh.
Charles de Gaulle's sister is thrown in this prison as well.
A damsel in distress?
Yes. And there are 2 former generals who both fucked up the defense of France, leading to Germans overrunning them.
Maginot Line was French, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is actually how this guy fucked up. He basically was trying to recreate World War I tactics in World War II, and he got overran.
They get a lot of shit for that, and they don't deserve it. Like, their entire nation was so brutalized in the First World War that there was just, like, their population was so damaged that they couldn't replace themselves fast enough, and there was just no way they were going to hold off the German onslaught.
I believe I heard there was like entire villages that were pretty much wiped out, except for the women and children.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the Maginot Line is like the best they could come up with. It's giant fortifications on the border, and blame the Belgians.
They were counting on Belgium.
Right.
Yes.
The Belgians didn't hold up their end of the bargain with the Maginot Line. Like, they just neglected to fortify properly.
So these 2 generals is Gamelin, right? I'm probably mispronouncing his name.
Yeah, that had to be a mispronunciation.
Yeah. Gamelin, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah. Gagnon.
Give a lilt to it, and it sounds right.
Exactly. So he was in charge of this. He was a World War I hero. He was a war hero. But now he's just known for, like, blowing this. Basically, he told them, he was like, look, the Belgians are going to come through. Like, they're going to hold, and then we'll hold. We're going to be fine. And he fucked up. They got overrun.
The Belgians kicked ass. Well, at least in the early days.
Well, yeah. So then what happened is he got fired, and they put Waynard in, right? And Waynard is the other general, and he's like, this is fucking over, man. We lost. And he starts begging the prime minister to quit. He's like, let's just capitulate. Like, it's over. Like, I'm the French stereotype for the next 70 years. Like, when people mock France, it's me.
When they say cheese-eating surrender monkey, who they're talking about.
Yes.
Okay.
And obviously they do capitulate, and he becomes a Vichy collaborator. And he's not happy with his position in the Vichy government after they send him to North Africa. And guess where his ass goes?
Into the gulag.
He's into the castle eater. So you have all these people with different political ideologies that all hate each other, stuck in this prison with each other day after day for years. Could you imagine being stuck in a small confined space with people you hate every day for years and years and years?
Yes, I
Do
can.
this show, don't we?
Were there any mines in there? That's the big question. Was it like a communal thing, or did they have like
Their own
castle?
cells?
Yeah, castle makes me think that there's like
Space.
rooms.
It is an actual castle. Like, it's your typical, like, think of, like, medieval castle. It was a medieval castle for centuries that had been repurposed to become this prison.
Do you think they had like their own dungeon, like per person kind of thing going on?
Like a
there?
cell.
Cell.
When you see pictures of it, it doesn't look that big. There definitely was some sort of bunking.
They could talk. They were in talk range.
But they
then, we
hated
assume.
they hated
Right.
each other, so no one wanted to talk to each
Do
other.
you think like somebody like two people fell in love in there like by the end of it?
Well,
Think that happened?
well, look at the ratio. How there's 8 to 1 girls.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say this. When Kirk and Spock were captured by the Nazis that one time in Patterns of Force, they used what was it? They had like a transporter thing in Kirk's arm that they had to cut out, and then they built a laser, and they shot it at the
Wow.
lock, and everybody got out. And why didn't they just do that? Remember that?
They might have done it. They
What
might
I'm
have.
wondering is, were they stereotypically like shackled up with their arms over their heads, like
Not that
and
one.
they had to
In
look.
fact, there's a comedic moment where Kirk has to climb on top of Spock. Oh no, it's the other way around. Spock
Okay.
climbs on
Is this
top
your
of
fan
Kirk.
fiction or in the episode?
Yeah, the hanging.
No, I'm just picturing all these people. I'm picturing all these people like hung up like that, and like someone says something, and they just can't reach to punch them or anything. So
Because this prison was not too far from Dachau, the Germans actually would let them kind of roam around the castle freely because they wanted them to be happy in case they needed to barter with them. The people that were mistreated at the castle were the staff. So, as you can imagine, the staff at this castle was political prisoners that the Germans did not look so favorably on. There's one story in this book I read of
Selfish choice.
this dude just beats the hell out of this prisoner for no reason. Like, the guy was just walking by with like a thing of soup to deliver to like one of the prisoners, and he just sees him and mercilessly how you say that? Mercilessly.
That's not it at all.
No, I butchered it.
Merci.
You know what I
Merci.
Yeah.
Mercilessly.
Yeah. Anyway, he fucks this guy up for no reason, beats the ever-loving shit out of him, and like,
What happened to the soup?
this gazpacho's supposed to be warm, isn't it?
so actually, two of the prime ministers went over and were like, dude, that's really fucked up. Like, that one was too far. And he ended up fleeing at the end of the war.
Remember that time that Nurse Chapel tried to bring Spock soup in a muck time? And then he took it and he threw it against the wall and yelled at her because he was in Pon Far.
Yes. Okay.
I'm going to do this a lot.
Oh yeah. Next time on Reviewing Trek with Anthony.
So, anyway, as the war goes on, Hitler dies, right? And everyone sees the writing on the wall. This thing is over. The SS that is holding them in the castle, they all flee, right?
Okay.
And the French people go down to the basement of the arms, like, room that the Nazis have, and they all pick up rifles and arms, and they arm themselves. And they're like, we have to survive until the Americans can get here, because we're either going to be used as a bargaining chip by Nazis that come back, or we're going to be executed
By the staff
by the staff.
that we beat
Yeah.
for bad soup.
So
this is like the waning days
this
of
is the
war.
end of the war. This is 2 days before the what's the fucking final treaty? I'm drawing a blank.
Armistice?
Well, before Hitler killed himself?
After
or?
he kills himself, the fucking final treaty that's signed with the Russians there, and
Oh. You know
Versailles?
what? I'm not sure.
I'm drawing a blank. It's not Treaty of Versailles, World War One.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know.
It's
just,
when they
just the general ceasefire. And
yeah,
then,
it's when they carve up the East and West
right.
Germany.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah.
I'm drawing a blank on it.
Potsdam.
Whatever. It's 2 days before that when this happens, right?
So they're like within reach of being saved.
They're not far, but it's pretty far for them to alert the Americans about their situation. So what they do is they go to this one Slavic prisoner who was like, he's a Czech communist who was like kept there like his staff. He was beaten and shit. And they tell him, we need you to run this way west and get the Americans. And there's a bike, and he gets a bike and he rides it as far as he can, and he gets to this town Gongol in Austria. And in Gongol, he gets to not the town Gongol. I forget the name of the town. But the officer that is there, he's a German man named Gongol. He's an SS guy who has defected to Austria, becoming a freedom fighter for like the last 6 months of the war. And he tells him the situation. And the guy is like, okay, I'm going to head there with my boys, and we're going to defend the castle.
That's a lot like when Chakotay and Paris in the holodeck episode when the Hirogen had taken over the ship.
Oh,
and
yes, yeah.
They made a French resistance simulation. And then they came with the Americans and liberated the town. Remember that?
Yes. 709 was the lounge singer.
Yes, she was.
And yes.
So then what happens is they send him on his bike 40 more kilometers, and he gets to...
Oh, you know who else had a bike in that episode?
Yes,
Neelix.
it
He was riding around and he had a baguette.
which had plans and stuff in it.
Yes.
Yes. That's how they were. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry, Brian.
it's okay. So he gets to the American, this dude Jack Lee. And he's like, you have to come help us defend this castle. I got this, like, ex-Nazi. He's going to help us. And Jack Lee is like, the war's over. My men don't want to do this. Like, no one wants to die. But you know what?
They're not interested in saving the French fucking miscreants?
No, he does not give. He doesn't give a fuck, and his men don't give a fuck. Eventually, he gets like 7 dudes together in one tank, and they ride all the way to the castle.
They got like a Kelly's Heroes ragtag group.
Yep.
We're gonna steal the gold.
Yeah.
They get to the castle, and they set up the tank in front of like the drawbridge area, and they take up positions around the castle with the French. The French are upset and angry at the Americans because they didn't bring enough people. And it's such a French thing,
Yeah.
right? To be like, oh, you come and save us, but you do not bring more help? I spit on you, Americans. I fought in your general direction.
Why not? Why didn't you want to bring 14 instead of 7?
Did the French know that the war was close to ending?
Of course.
Yeah, they had an idea, especially like when the SS flee, right? So the SS come back, 150 SS like officers or troops, I don't know what they'd be called, descend on the castle and just start unloading fire. They blow a hole in the castle and they just start shooting, right?
So it sounds like the French were right to be angry now.
Well, if there's a division of
You know?
men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They knew they were coming back.
You know what they could have used? Some
Yeah, what?
self-replicating minds. And if they had those, like when the Dominion were coming through the wormhole.
Yeah. But the problem is you can't activate them until the whole entire minefield is deployed.
That's right.
If you do it before then, they'll set themselves off.
Right, Brian?
I mean, you're right about the self-replicating lines.
Unless the Germans bring a tunneling graviton beam,
That's true, yes.
which will disable the self-replication feature of each mine. Because they are small. Only a few kilograms each. They have to be. No, that's when he forgets to go to waste management because Leela's going to be moving into his quarters and there's going to be more waste coming out of
Exactly.
I love that this is the nerdiest podcast ever in content and like the Trek stuff on top. So anyway, the Germans attack the castle. There's a big battle. As they're trying to save the 2 prime ministers, one of them is about to get hit by a sniper. The ex-Nazi dives in front, takes the bullet, and dies.
I have so many questions.
Like, how do you know that?
Yeah, they don't have. Did they have
This is-
lasers?
This is a
Are we
historical
actually in
event.
Trek at this point?
No, a guy would come down and paint a little red dot on you so that they know where to hit.
Maybe the rifle had a transporter feature so that when they
like the one with
fire the bullet...
Yes, it materializes a couple. Yes, like with Ezri Dax.
Right, exactly. When Ezri Dax was a serial killer.
Hi, and welcome to Get 'em and Ant Talk Trek.
That was actually a really innovative episode.
I love that episode.
Like how they did the crossing through wall stuff.
Yes.
It was like, yeah, it was a cool.
She's looking around. And
Yeah.
yeah. That was cool.
So it wasn't. It wasn't exactly like he dove in front of a sniper shot. Basically, he noticed that the dude was in a vulnerable position trying to get cover, and the German guy was like rushing him to safety.
I see.
And he got shot instead of the dude saving him.
Oh, okay.
And he did give his life to save that guy.
That's respectable.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Some might say the needs of the outlet. The needs of the one.
Castle, out of danger.
I never took the Second World War simulation. What do you think of my solution?
Guy's eating an apple.
So, anyway, the forces holding the castle are out of ammo.
Of all the Germans I've ever known, he was most human.
They shot him to the Genesis planet. But we didn't have the capability to get him, so he's just up there alone. He's starved to death.
Werner von Braun! Von Braun!
So,
Derailing Brian.
it's okay. It's
It was
okay.
derailed long ago.
So, they ran out of ammo, and they're like, we are fucked. Like, we're going to lose. They're like, we only have one shot. They go to the tennis star. You're the fastest among us. You need to sprint and get to the Americans and tell them the situation and how fucked we are. The tennis star is like, you got it. And he climbs a fence and books it. Kilometers upon kilometers. He gets American. He alerts them. They storm in and they clean out the fucking SS and they hold the castle. And that's basically over.
That's badass.
That's an awesome story.
Yeah. There's a book on it you could read called The Last Battle by Stephen Harding. It's pretty good. And there's also a Sabaton song about it, which I heard.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. So do you guys want to know what happened to Jack Lee after the war?
Sure.
Yeah.
He came back
That's
to...
tennis guy, right?
no, Jack Lee is the American who led them.
Oh,
He was French. He'd be Jacques Lee.
Yeah.
good point.
He... No, that's good. I like that. He
truthful.
he came back and he ran for public office and he lost and then became an alcoholic and a washout and he never amounted to anything after being a war hero.
So there's a happy end.
Yes.
I think I'll be ending
So
on a high
that's who
note.
I've been trying to emulate in my life.
Yeah.
Jack Lee.
So
My
that's
hero.
so that's the Battle of Castle Eater. So I think we could have our guest go next.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well. Mine is about how a minor bit character led to the first African American president in the United States.
Oh, you're obviously talking about oh God,
Nichelle Nichols.
No.
Oh.
Jerry Lynn Zimmerman.
Okay.
So, Jerry Lynn Zimmerman is an actress.
I thought he was talking about Gabriel Bell.
No. She was Miss Illinois in 1989 and ran for Miss America in 1990, lost. But in 1990, she's dealing blackjack at a celebrity-like event.
What year did she lose?
1990.
Ah, so she's a looker.
Yeah, oh, yes. Yes. So she's dealing blackjack and she meets this senator or someone in politics named Jack Ryan. So in 1991, they get married and she becomes Jerry Ryan. Oh, okay.
She is a looker.
Yes. And in 1995, she joins the cast of a show called Star Trek Voyager as a character named Seven of Nine.
I get him. I love so much that it's more Star Trek.
I kind of I thought I knew my audience, so I said, I'm not exactly sure. I was going to run it by you first, just in case.
Do you?
And in 1997, she fought The Rock.
Yes.
Do you think that there's another cast member that this story would be even funnier with? If it was like Armin Shimmerin or something?
It would be funnier, but it wouldn't be as sexy
Okay.
as this one turns out
This
to
is
be.
more titillating.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely more titillating.
Okay.
Oh, excuse me. So in 1995, she joins the cast of Star Trek Voyager. And she meets a gentleman named Brendan Braga.
Yeah, Brandon.
Okay, yeah.
Brandon Braga.
And so she starts getting a divorce with this
Jack Ryan.
This Jack Ryan.
Great name.
Yes.
Jack Ryan.
Yeah.
Masculine name.
Well, that's the Tom Clancy novels. His character is Jack Ryan.
Oh, it is? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
really?
it's like so basically Tom Clancy was like, "Hey, I'm going to create the American James Bond, and his name is going to be Jack Ryan, and he's just going to be a CIA analyst, and he's going to be the most boring version of James Bond you could ever imagine, where he's like a tax accountant basically." His stories suck.
Next time, Jack, send a memo.
Jack Ryan files the paperwork.
So now,
I got a paper cut. I'm Jack Ryan. I need a
always says
medic.
He always says his
a
name
medic.
after something happens.
damn it, Jack, I'm a doctor, not an accountant.
Filing's done. I'm Jack Ryan.
Okay, got him.
So, in 2003, Jack Ryan decides to run for Senate in the great state of Illinois. As in normal politicians run, the newspapers start digging through his life, and they find they can get access to his divorce records between him and Jerry Ryan. And she's famous; she's still famous, but they can't for some reason get access to the custody agreement because they had a child together. So finally, for some reason, and they wanted it sealed because it protects the child, but for some reason, this judge decides to unseal it. Well, now it comes out that Jack Ryan would like to bring Jerry Ryan around to sex clubs
Whoa.
in America, in France, just around the world, and was trying to push her to do strange things like having sex in public, which
So-
she was not down
So
for.
basically, he was trying to whore out his wife.
No, I don't know if it was trying to whore her out. He was just swingers, almost swinging.
Okay.
She wasn't into it?
She was not into it.
He
no.
was taking her to a key party, like in the family
Yes.
classic, The Grinch. Do you know that, Get him?
I've heard it. I heard it. Yes.
If you watch that movie, there's a key party in it.
What is a key party for the folks at home, Brain?
A key party is when you get Anthony and Steve and you get together and all you guys throw your keys in a bowl and whoever picks the key out, that's who you're fucking.
Yeah.
Now, are we sure?
I
It's
like how this party is just me and Anthony. That's it.
Are we
I was assuming our wives were there.
Are we sure this is?
No.
Okay.
Are we sure it was a key party, not just what they used to do back in the day, and everyone threw their key in a bowl so that they wouldn't drive drunk later on?
Wow,
They were planning on
maybe
getting
we really
shit-faced.
read into that wrong, huh?
I like to assume key party. They seem very frisky.
Well, wait,
the
this was a Howard movie, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Ron
Oh
Howard.
yeah, so it's definitely swinging a key party. Yeah. I watched enough Happy Days to know what was going on. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Joni does love Josh.
You spend enough time around the Fonz, you're going to learn a couple things.
Hey. So these records are unsealed, and it's devastating to him and his campaign. So he pulls out of the campaign in 2004. He was running as a Republican. Now, running as a Democrat is a young Barack Obama.
Uh-huh.
And now that his competitor is completely out of the race, he becomes
A shoo-in.
He becomes a shoo-in to become senator of Illinois in 2004, and by 2008, he's running for president of the United States of America.
So
So
Ryan was an incumbent. If this didn't happen, he probably would have won.
I think he was running. Yes.
So he held office, and this derailed his whole life.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
The moral of the story is don't bring your wife to sex parties.
You should get the temperature. Dip your toe in and see if she's into it
If Jerry
before.
Ryan would just fuck more,
Yeah.
we would have a
world
whole
would have
different
changed.
history.
Yes. I mean, I would think seeing all those revealing clothes that she was wearing on.
Skin-tight catsuit.
Yes. Now, did you know that she couldn't turn her head when she was wearing that?
No, I did not.
If she turned her head too much, the collar would cut off the carotid artery, and she would pass out. on set.
Kate Mulgrew just sneaking up behind her, trying to turn her head. They don't like each other.
This is a one-woman show, and I wear a lot of clothes.
I mean, do you think Jack Ryan was like, come on, it's like the Collective. Resistance is futile. Yeah. Resistance is not futile.
Wow.
Jerry Ryan said, the line must be drawn here, this far, no further. He makes me fuck this guy, and I fall back. He makes me fuck this guy, and I fall back.
I will not sacrifice my morals just because we're 80 miles away from...
Oh my God.
I guess you could say he had a prime directive.
Hey.
Oh.
Don't even know what that means.
Oh,
He wanted other people to go boldly where he... He wanted other people to boldly go where he had before.
All right, Steve, I guess it's your turn.
Sorry it's not as detailed as yours was.
No, that's perfect. That was great.
Not a lot of French tense players. But
So good. That's so
Yours
good.
was titillating. I liked it.
Yeah, yeah.
Emphasis on the tit.
I can't stand up right now.
I'm so worried about this because of how the show's been going. Because it
I hope it's about Star Trek.
it has to do with the ship. And I know where this is going.
Ship out of
So-
danger.
I picked
saved the ship.
I picked a person, and I might butcher the name. Steed Bonnet or Bonnet.
Bonnet.
Steed?
Bonnet.
The gentleman pirate.
Steed, the gentleman pirate, is my person. Born in 1688, died in 1718. He's a Barbadian pirate.
So he's from Barbados? Mm-hmm. Is he a man of color or a white dude?
He is a white dude,
Okay.
but he was a wealthy landowner that he got from an inheritance in 1694 when his father passed away. So this guy was worth some cash
Yeah.
at this time. But due to marital problems, he turned to the life of a pirate.
So wait, so he was trying to not have his wife fuck other dudes. And she was just insatiable.
So one day, and the dates of this are important. Remember, he died in 1718.
Yeah.
In 1717, in the summer of 1717, he decided to be a pirate.
So this isn't more a midlife crisis, it's an end of life crisis.
Yes, I think he was about, 30-ish at that time, maybe? So how I found out about this person, it's actually a show right now.
Okay.
It is a show on HBO that's called Our Flag Means Death. And I was like, that sounds cool. It's about pirates.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just silly. Like,
It's a
he was
romp.
eccentric. There's comedy going on. I'm like, this is so dumb. Let me search this name and see if it's a real person. Turns out it's so accurate, it's insane.
Oh, you never heard of him before?
I never heard of him before.
I never heard of him.
Yeah.
So, this guy is like, fuck my wife. I'm going to go buy a ship.
So wait, you're saying he said, I want to be a pirate.
Yes.
He was putting on the puffy shirt voluntarily.
Yeah.
So you're saying he wants to go out and buy a Corvette?
yeah.
Okay.
It's a midlife crisis.
Midlife
He had a
crisis.
midlife
Straight
crisis.
up
Yeah.
midlife
Yeah.
crisis. So he had a ship built for him. Straight up, named it Revenge.
That's a badass
As
name.
what you do in your midlife crisis, your Corvette's name is probably Revenge.
Or my wife is a whore.
But he needed a crew, and this guy was an aristocrat. He was wealthy. He's from a
He told long, perverted jokes. And he always had the same punchline. Everyone on the ship is like, I'm going to mutiny this dude so hard.
funny they wanted to. He had to find some ragtag pirates, but he's a rich guy. He doesn't know any. So he had to go around town and find people to be pirates with him. He had to pay his crew. So this crew is like, yeah, we're gonna go like get some good booty and like, pillage. And they never did. They had to get paid.
Yeah, most pirates, like, you attack a ship and that's how you get paid. Like, you
It's a gang.
Right.
Right, exactly.
But he gave them like a salary.
Yes, he had a salary. So what happened is he would travel along the East Coast and he would try to pillage some ships. I think they got one small one, Like most times that they did capture a ship, he would add them to the crew. I think at one point he had like 100 or something pirates on his payroll.
So he was more like just trying to get dudes to hang out with him.
He wanted friends.
Midlife crisis.
Yeah.
He bought a party
just
bus and was going up and
He's
down the
just
coast.
a lonely guy looking for a couple friends.
So
I could let you go, but I got a great dental plan. Oh,
funny thing is, he's going up the East Coast, up and down, and it turns out around this time, Spain is kind of involved now with that coastline, and they get intercepted by a Spanish warship.
Wait, before you get to the warship, what is his ship like? Is it
It's
like
massive.
It's like
is he overcompensating?
Like, it's a big ship. It's got like anemones. It's got sleep space.
'Cause he has
it's
a
got
big
a lot
crew.
of cargo. I think he had like 3 months worth of food, which is like unheard of.
Like, why would you not want to be on this ship if you're a
Yeah.
pirate guy?
You're being paid.
You're being paid. You don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
So you just like fucking.
It's-
he's
a
just
hang.
inept.
it's
He's
like
inept.
it's like it's ornate, right?
Yes, very ornate.
The ship is made of gold.
So much so that it actually withstands a fight with a Spanish warship, which is like
Okay.
a lot of cannons. I don't know how many, but they survive. Half the crew, mind you, of like 100 died in the fight. He got injured.
Oh.
So they're like, we got to go repair our ship. Like, we have to go. And we have to heal. So he goes to Nassau. And around this time...
He said, build me a rocket ship. I'm going to space with Jeff Bezos. Did you see Pete Davidson is going to space?
Go to space
Yes,
with Jeff
yeah.
Bezos.
What?
Yes.
Is he trying that hard to get
Oh,
away from
yeah.
Kanye?
Somebody did go to space with Jeff Bezos. Yeah, screw that guy.
Yeah, Pete Davidson, who said everyone on Staten Island should die, is
wants us
getting a
dead.
rocket to space.
He wants us dead. I hope they leave him.
If they're sending anybody from Staten Island, should be Q, right?
No, because he might not come back.
That's true.
Yeah, especially like if Kanye's. I can just picture Kanye like sticking around the base of the rocket,
Yeah.
like pulling wires.
Do you think that Kanye could have called up Jeff Bezos and been like, yo, do me a favor. I need you to blow up Blue Origin.
What's the deal with this Pete Davidson guy?
do
Like,
you mean?
why is our society pushing him so fucking hard? The
'Cause
dude does
girls-
nothing,
I want you to look at the cast of Saturday Night Live.
right? Yeah, but nobody was like, Will Ferrell needs to go to space, you know?
Girls
They're
didn't
so
want to fuck
desperate.
Will Ferrell.
Yeah, they're so desperate for anyone to be in the spotlight at this point. They'll pick anyone. That's my theory.
I just don't get it. Like,
Is he funny on SNL?
No.
No,
like
he's
no
actually
one
really
talks
good,
about
yeah.
his comedy. It's always just he's fucking
funny.
another celebrity.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they do now. Yeah.
I think the joke is on all of us because we're all from Staten Island. Why are we not Pete Davidson banging like Kate Beckinsale, Ariana Grande?
Is like
This
what's
is
his
true.
and like I think he meets a lot of these girls when they come on SNL, right?
I'd assume so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, what's his name putting like something in the water there? That's like
Lorne Michaels.
Yeah.
We also don't look like we've been doing heroin for 4 years straight. So, like, maybe we just got to rethink what we're doing.
Yeah.
Did you know Dr. Evil's based on Lorne Michaels?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I think especially the finger
pinky,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
back to the quest at hand. They pull into Nassau to repair their ship and heal because they got wounded, they got dead. Shit's bad. Blackbeard is there,
Oh, another pirate.
another pirate,
The best pirate.
and they're so messed up they have to cede their ship to Blackbeard.
He just takes their ship.
He's like, you could take my ship. I can't really do anything right now. You're a real pirate, and I'm in like tight pants and a skirt. So
So he just gives Blackbeard this brutal ship.
now Blackbeard has 2 brutal ships.
Queen Anne's Revenge, right?
And during this summer, instead of like killing that entire crew and killing the gentleman pirate, Steed, he's like, yeah, you could be a guest on the ship. So he is now like a guest commander on Blackbeard's ship, and him and his crew are now part of that crew. And
So-
they're pillaging and successfully pillaging multiple ships.
Because they're with a real pirate.
They're with a real pirate
So now-
they're living the real pirate life.
Yeah, it's like going to Rockstar Fantasy Camp, you know?
Yeah, I was gonna say, did Blackbeard in a training montage like run them through?
Yeah, they're on the deck sword fighting.
Yeah.
And having a good laugh while they kill another pirate.
Getting better and better and better, and he's finally like,
Yeah.
you've made it now.
So what happened is because he stayed on a guest, they're like, at some point we have to leave, right? So they go to leave. they try to attack like another Spanish ship, fail miserably, and run into Blackbeard again. In which the crew decides, screw Steed, we're going with Blackbeard. They
had enough.
They had enough of him, so they stay with Blackbeard, and now he's still a guest on that ship until he decides to leave.
Awkward.
At
Now
least
he-
Blackbeard didn't kill him.
He could have killed him. Here's the thing, remember, he dies in 1718. He goes to North Carolina, and he gets
Okay.
pardoned there.
Yeah, they had a general amnesty for the pirates. the
Really?
British government. Yeah.
So if a pirate made it to America, they would just be like, "We're good."
You have to turn yourself over and like give up a life of piracy, and then the British government was like, okay,
So
your
they-
pardon's
what
But
they'll
it's a
do-
pirate's life for me. I
They
can't do
pardon
that.
you, and they'll give you clearance to privateer against Spain.
yeah.
Oh.
So he has to do that. And he wants to, but he also still wants to be a pirate. So he changes his name to Captain Thomas. And the ship's name is now the Royal James.
Oh, that's nice.
Uh-huh.
That sounds like a cruise ship. Revenge is so much more badass.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Royal James. We have amenities. Today it's the REO Speedwagon Fantasy Cruise.
So in 1718, they decide to go back to pirating. Or Steve decides to go back to pirating. The thing is, a man named William Rhett of South Carolina is
I've
running
heard
an
of him.
expedition up and down the coast to stop pirates and captures Steed, in which they arrest him and they take him in. Steed escapes capture, gets away, but is recaptured again and then hung in 1718.
Okay.
So he actually didn't seem that bad at pirating.
Apparently, they said he was like always a good gentleman. He was just a crazy person at that moment.
He couldn't deal with the shame of his wife cucking him, and it mentally broke him.
So he has a specific flag that I think is really cool, and it's actually popping up in a lot of areas now. So you think of the regular pirate's flag is a skull, right? So in his flag, there was a skull, the femur bone on the bottom of that. Usually
Yeah.
it's two crossed femurs. This is just one femur. On the right side of the skull, it's
It's
a little
man's
triangle.
wife being fucked by
It's a little-
another dude.
Barbato Slim.
It's a little triangle that looks like a dagger. But on the other side is a heart.
Aw, that's
Because
sweet.
I think they
Oh,
were
it's
just...
the full skeleton, right?
It's not a full skeleton. It
Oh,
looked-
I'm thinking of Blackbeard's flag.
You're, you're thinking of Blackbeard's.
Right.
Theirs had a little heart on it. And there's a little funny tidbit in the show where they're all trying to make their own flag, and they're on the deck like sewing, and they're all angry that they have to sew. And
Is the show good?
the show's actually pretty funny. Little parts turn me off that like they speak like we do, modern tongue, but the story stays true to it, and I think it's utterly hysterical that this guy was just
It's
he had a wild summer.
It's Murray
gotta
from
say.
Flight of the Conchords, right?
Yes. Yeah, he's the main character.
Fun little side fact to that. I'm pretty sure Blackbeard, when he took those guys, like abandoned them all on an island, and like they all died.
So it really
It's
doesn't.
1718.
It doesn't work out well for anybody but Blackbeard. It
Yeah.
seems.
Well, he gets killed too.
I
Nobody
mean,
lasted longer this time.
the only pirate who I guess really does well is Francis Drake, right?
No.
He's beloved.
One of the more successful pirates was a woman in Asia, I believe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I think she was-
I can find her name.
I think she was represented in the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
Yes, she was.
She is, yeah.
Yeah, she's like the most. She had a mess, like probably the biggest ship in that area at that time. I'll see if I can get her name though.
Yeah, that was interesting. I enjoyed hearing about the gentleman pirate. You know, they're space pirates in Star Trek sometimes, right?
You know, I was trying to think of one and I couldn't. I was trying to inject it somehow.
Isn't Mud kind of a space pirate because he's a smuggler?
Is he?
O'Connor wasn't. He was.
Harry Mudd?
He
I mean,
wasn't.
maybe the Orion Syndicate, but they're like mafia guys.
Seng Yi Sao. That's her.
Okay.
Is it my turn?
Maybe I'll do it.
It is your turn, sir.
Okay.
But there was a movie called Space Pirates
There is a movie, Space
with
Pirates.
Robert Ulrich
Yes.
and a space herpy.
Space Herpy. Yeah.
Didn't Red Letter Media talk about that?
That's
I think
how
they
I know
did.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember. I saw that in. I think I saw that in the movie theaters.
Really?
Yeah.
All they had to do was gather some self-sealing stem bolts,
There you go.
and they would have been fine.
They could have been trading.
have been trading
all the way up
legally.
to Bajoran land.
Yamak sauce. You need that yamak sauce.
Okay. I decided to talk about the 1848 tobacco and lotto boycott of Milan.
Okay, this is pretty obscure.
This is pretty obscure.
Oh, wait, the one of Milan.
Bologna?
No, Milan. No, I did not say that, but okay.
No, Milan.
Oh,
Italy.
Milan. Okay.
Buonasera, Milano.
So we're in Italy.
Yes, little context for this. When Napoleon fell back in 1815, the Council of Vienna happened, which was a gathering of all the European powers to kind of remake the new Europe. What was it going to be post-French Revolution? And the conservative factions of all of these different empires kind of got together to crush French Republican ideals and keep them contained as best they could. This was led by a guy named Metternich, who was like an Austrian diplomat who kind of more or less created the balance of power system that would dominate Europe for the next 50 years.
So it's like Austria, England,
the Austrians, the Russians, the Prussians.
Basically,
the British.
everybody's trying to limit France.
Yes, they're trying to contain, not so much limit France, but limit the ideas. Like, this was like, we're scared of our populaces now because they tend to rise up and behead people.
Yeah.
So,
There's precedent.
yes. So it's like anytime something's going to go down, we have to nip it in the bud, right? And part of this was Napoleon had invaded Italy and unified it under France, right? So they wanted to break that shit up. So they created kind of like rival factions within Italy, and in northern Italy, they put it directly under Austrian Habsburg rule. And it's this kingdom called Lombardy-Venetia, right? And Lombardy-Venetia in the Austrian Empire is like 1/6 of the population, but they provide 1/3 of the tax revenue of the empire.
Okay, so basically, it's kind of like Staten Island to New York City, where like Staten Island
Is completely different, but is getting raped by the populace.
Staten Island basically provides almost all the taxes to the rest of the boroughs, as far as I
I
understand
don't know
it.
about that.
I don't think so.
So, like, do they pay more than they take in?
We have a bigger median
Income.
income, yeah.
Okay.
But Lombardy-Venetia is way overpaying as far as their population and what they get from the Austrians. The Austrians, they're occupied.
Taxation with no representation.
Yeah, exactly. So, the people of Milan realize that the largest part of the tax revenue comes from tobacco tax, as well as lotto. And the Austrians send this. They realize that there's like nationalist stuff happening in this area, so they send this guy.
Kind of like an Alsace-Lorraine thing, almost.
No, that's like ethnic shit.
Okay.
That not really, but this is like, you know, it's an Italian population within the Austrian Empire that don't want to be part of the Austrian Empire, and they're kind of just getting dicked over by the Austrians.
Okay.
So the Austrian government sends this guy. His name is
Metternich?
Radetzky.
Radetzky.
Joseph Radetzky. He's a field marshal in the army, and he's like this old school conservative dude who hates these people.
Wasn't that also the name of Mad Max? Radetzky?
I don't know. Is it?
No, I think it might be.
Radetzky. It's Radetzky. I said Radetzky. It's
Okay.
Radetzky. So the Milanese decide on New Year's Day for a big New Year's resolution, they're all going to quit smoking at the same time.
Good for them.
Yeah.
They
But
started vaping.
anyone who's ever met someone or has tried to quit smoking knows that it's not fun, and they get real fucking angry and ornery. So what does Radetzky do? He realizes what's happening, and he's like, I can't really tell them they have to smoke.
Are you
But what I
smoking
can
yet?
do is force them into some kind of uprising so that I can just kill them all.
Oh,
So
so he's
what
like,
does he-
I need to bait them.
What does he do?
Well, the latter is definitely more
hands
efficient.
out tons of brandy and big ass cigars to all his soldiers and tells them to go out into the town and blow smoke in people's faces and antagonize them.
So it's kind of like that scene in Fight Club where it's like, your job is to start a fight. And they're just going around just picking fights.
Pick and fight. What are you doing, Italian man? You're looking very nice today.
So
Is
they're,
that your wife? Just chug
yeah,
some
so
brandy.
they're just told to go around and blow people.
Fuck with people.
Can you
Yes,
blow
wow.
smoke rings?
Yes.
I can.
Wow. And then you just see this, these motherfuckers.
I think I know where this is
Sure
going.
enough, the guineas can't handle it,
Yeah.
and they go apeshit. They start rioting, and this is perfect pretext for the Austrians to just kill and murder everybody. And they end up killing like 50, 60 people in one.
Okay,
And
so
this-
they didn't kill
Yeah.
like the whole town.
No, but
No.
it's
It's a
exactly
lot.
what they
A lot of
wanted to
people.
do. They wanted to crush this protest. But it blows up in their face in the long run because this incites the other Italian factions that they were kind of playing off each other to support the Milanese, and this leads to the first war of Italian independence.
So Italy is not unified at this point.
No, that will
Garibaldi
happen.
hasn't come
He's
around.
like in play at this time. He's like a young guy.
Okay.
And this is like the first thing. There's a giant thing called the Revolutions of 1848, which like spread across Europe, and there's giant uprisings all over the place. It all eventually gets crushed, with the exception of France. But this is like what kicks all that off. It's this weird smoking rebellion, and that's the story.
So the moral of the story is just don't quit smoking.
Don't quit
Don't
smoking.
quit smoking.
No,
Don't quit smoking.
no one likes a quitter.
We have a lot of good morals going on in this episode. I
Yeah,
gotta say,
you're
don't quit
learning a lot.
smoking.
You know, it's like the end of a Star Trek where they learn something.
Don't
like
take
with
your
the
wives
faces.
to key parties.
Maybe
I was going to say it's kind of like what Mark Twain said, that quitting smoking is a good thing. I've done it thousands of times. And he was also in an episode with Guinan and Data.
Times Arrow.
Yes, 1 and 2.
Yeah, two-parter.
I hate that episode.
Just comes
Really?
full circle.
Yeah, it's not good. That is not a good episode.
Why?
It's, I first of all, I'm not a big on Guinan. I think
Okay.
she's kind of shitty, but it's like weird and 1800s-y.
Okay, the scenes when Picard,
I don't like those aliens.
the scenes when
creep me
Picard
out.
fools the landlady to get out of the rent, are
Oh
some of
yeah.
the.
Yeah. That's fun. That stuff's fun.
Yeah.
I do like-
Mr. Pickard, I told you your rent is due.
I do like the Data head.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yeah, yeah.
I bet you do.
Yeah.
Robot head. We know he's fully functional and atomically equipped.
Correct.
And programmed in many forms.
Yes.
Pleasure.
Which, so you're designing a robot, right?
Yeah.
You're like, I'm gonna design life. It's gonna like be smart and intelligent. I better make sure this thing knows how to fuck. Like, isn't that kind of messed up?
Dr. Soong had a plan, and he followed through with it.
He wanted Data to have the full human experience.
That's right.
Yes.
Dr. Soong likes to fuck.
Some
Now, even
incel
weird-
is listening to this right now and be like, full human experience, huh?
I think even weirder is Zimmerman programming all his holograms to be fully functional
Oh yes, that's right.
and eventually have a child.
The doctor can fuck.
Yeah.
See, that makes more sense to me because, like,
Why?
I feel the purpose of a holodeck is
Is
to
a
live
jack-off
out
thing?
is to live out fantasies. Like Quark basically has like jerk off booths in the bar.
This
That's
is
true, he does.
this is the 2400s. The answer to a woman's hysteria is not to induce an orgasm anymore. So why would you have your doctor be fully functional? So he can teach sex ed?
That's a great
Which is
point.
actually funny
He's
because
the doctor. He doesn't need to fuck.
which is actually funny because the guy who plays the doctor, Robert Picardo, was in an episode. He was the gym teacher in Wonder Years.
Was he really?
Yes, and he taught sex ed to.
Of course he did.
Yeah, in one episode.
I thought you were about to say he was in a porn.
Yeah. or SVU, and it was going to get dark.
So you said you had a game, Ant?
I do. Yes, I invented 3 games,
Okay.
and we're gonna play one of them, I suppose.
Yeah.
So this first one is. Hang on, let me pull it up.
All right, we're waiting. I'm
it out.
excited.
So I have gathered together. We are primarily, obviously, a movie history show, right?
Yes.
Primarily,
I
yes.
have gathered 20 historical movies.
Okay.
Okay, and I think we should come up with some kind of buzzing system where I will read you the movie.
I'll just yell.
Yell something
Yeah.
silly though. Make it fun. That's good.
You should have said something because we actually have buzzers.
We do?
Yeah, we have a buzzer, host buzzer system.
How was I supposed to know that?
You could have asked.
By the way, do you have a buzzer?
Yes.
So I name the movie. You will buzz in and tell me what year that movie was made.
Oh.
And whoever wins, whoever gets the most points, the most movies, wins the game. How do
Okay.
you feel about this?
I'm willing to give it a try for a little.
20 is a lot, too.
Yeah.
That's a lot of
Yeah.
movies.
Well,
I
there's
can't believe
3
you
of
found
you.
that much.
There's 3 of you.
All right. Whatever.
Yeah. Let's do
And
it.
there's like 200 years, so you mean, yeah.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, pick one.
First one.
Buzz. 1962.
That's incorrect.
69.
It's a good
First
guess.
one.
It's a good guess.
Brad Pitt.
Buzz.
Troy.
2001.
You neither one of well, Beaver buzzed, but he buzzed too soon.
Buzz.
He said something silly. All right, Brian buzzes.
2002.
2002 is incorrect. Does anyone want to steal? Go.
1999.
No.
Buzz. This is the worst game ever.
All right, this game isn't as fun as I thought it was going to be. Beaver.
04.
Yes!
I love that this is blowing up on you.
Okay.
I used to come up with the games.
All right.
Not so easy, is
No,
it?
it's not. All right.
The hand is on the
Yeah,
other foot
it's
now,
more than
isn't
people
it?
just guessing numbers, isn't it, asshole?
Well, this is the only one that's like this. I came with 2 other games, and they're good. All right, 2. Amadeus.
Buzz.
Beaver.
98.
No.
Buzz.
Brian.
1985.
No.
86.
No. Damn. Correct answer was 1982.
Oh, I was so off.
I was 4 years old.
Back to Baton.
I don't know what that
Buzz.
Brian.
1947.
No.
53.
No.
60.
No.
I don't know what this is.
What is it?
1945. Should we just stop now?
No.
No.
All right, we're going to see this through. Fine.
Yeah.
Flags of our fathers.
Buzz.
Brian.
2005.
No. So close.
Fuck.
Buzz.
Beaver.
09.
No.
No.
Is that too late?
Get him. You want to steal?
I was going to say 06.
06 is correct.
Ah!
We have a tie game, ladies and gentlemen.
You're on the edge of your seat.
It's only because he said you were close. Yeah.
All right, number 5. All Quiet on the Western Front.
Which
The
one?
original.
Buzz.
Brian.
That is 1927.
Incorrect.
Buzz.
Oh, I know
Get
it.
him.
34.
No.
Buzz.
Steven.
33.
The answer is 1930, ladies and gentlemen.
Ah.
1930.
Brian should be killing us in this,
Sorry.
right?
I thought this would be
This
like
is
more
just
competitive.
him.
And he's the
I
only
thought
one,
Brian would know all of these. to
And
be
he's
honest.
I don't know years.
he's the
All
only
right.
one not on the board.
Number 6. A Bridge Too Far.
Buzz.
Brian.
1966.
Incorrect.
Buzz. 64.
Incorrect.
65.
You're all way off. It is 1977.
It's that. Wait, Bridge Too Far is that late?
Wait. It wasn't there 2?
No.
Okay, never mind. I'm an idiot.
All right.
I could have sworn it was the 60s, dude.
All right. You are wrong. I went to IMDb this morning.
Oh.
Number 7, Akira Kurosawa classic, The Seven Samurai. Brian.
You know what? I'm not going to answer first this
Okay.
time.
You have to. He called you out.
No, I mean, he's passing.
Fine, let's do it.
All right, go, Brian.
1952.
Oh, so close.
God damn it.
51.
No.
Buzz. 53.
54.
You know what? This is what we gotta do. We just
Brian's
let
the
him-
only one who's not scored yet.
We all because he gets close, and then we just hightail off him.
$1.
All right, number 8. Charlton Heston's The Ten Commandments.
Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, we have 12 more of these.
We're going to see this through now. Now I'm having fun. So, look, the people at home are playing along.
I gotta say, I legit look when you were reading the list. You're like, yeah, I got some movies. I'm like, oh, he's got like 5 or 6. I got 20.
You did the classic brain mistake where
I
you
went too long.
where
I
you-
went too long.
You went a bridge
I went
too
to bridge
far?
too far. Is what I did. Number 8, The Ten Commandments.
Everyone just looks at me. Buzz.
Brian.
10 Commandments. Can I get a hint?
It's in the 50s.
Okay.
You got 10 choices.
Fine. I'm okay with that. 1959.
Incorrect.
I would have guessed that. That's a good guess.
They're all good guesses.
Good guess.
It has. Wait, this
Good
was
answer,
he
good
did this
answer.
before Ben-Hur? Oh, Ben-Hur is 55.
I believe Ben-Hur is 59, but I could be wrong in that. Steven, do you have a guess?
58.
Incorrect.
56.
56 is correct. Get him with 2 points.
That's 148 IQ right there. Look at that, guessing numbers.
Percentages, yes.
All right, you ready? Number 9.
Yeah.
Master and Commander, The Far Side of the World.
Buzz.
Brian.
2001.
Incorrect.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Buzz.
Steven?
2003.
2003 is correct.
Boom.
2-2.
I got
This
that.
game sucks.
I bought a DVD
Brian, what's your
player once.
profession?
I bought a DVD player once, and you would send away, and they would send you 5 random DVDs, and one of them was Master and Commander. And then, like 3 years later, someone gave me Master and Commander. So I'm like, it's the only movie I have 2 of, and I've never watched it once.
You ever
So
watched
good.
it?
No.
It's so fucking good.
It's a great movie.
I just have that thing against what's his name? It's
Russell Crowe?
Yeah, just some movies. Yeah.
You don't like fighting around the world?
It's so good that it actually stalled out a conversation we had a few times.
Yeah. Are you
we got next?
ready for number?
Is that the
10?
one where he actually learned how to play a violin and
Yes.
invested in like an $18,000 violin?
The man is a wonderful
Okay.
actor.
Okay, I do know something about that movie.
All right, here we go. Number 10.
Do you think Russell Crowe, when he takes his family out, he's saying, I'm taking the murder out today? Because
Is there a murder of crows?
yes.
Holy shit.
I love that. That was wonderful.
That was a good joke. I'm
Yes, it
proud of
was.
that one.
So, would their house be called the murder house?
I guess, yeah.
Number 10. 1917.
Buzz,
Brian.
2017.
Incorrect.
Buzz.
Steven.
2018.
Incorrect. Get him.
It's gonna be one
Let's
more.
go 15.
Incorrect.
No, it was 19.
This was the latest movie on the list, guys.
Wasn't it
2019?
Yeah, it was 19. We were all close. We were all close, Brian.
I have no like perception of time, apparently.
Apparently.
That's hard though because dude,
We have reached the halfway point.
Oh my god! Oh, we're going.
Number 11. George C. Scott in Patton.
Buzz,
Brian.
1960 flat.
No. No.
Buzz, 68.
No. Closer.
Oh, 66.
Incorrect. 1970.
Ah, you dumb bitch.
Steve, you ignorant slut.
Number 12, guys.
Brian.
What are the scores? Just rattle them off, fellas. Steven, what do you got?
2.
Get them?
2.
Brian?
0.
Number 12. Gettysburg.
Ooh.
Gettysburg.
Is that the
19
Precursor to
Oh,
Gods and
Buzz.
Generals.
I was gonna buzz before
Buzz,
you. Wow.
1995.
That is incorrect.
Is that the one with Matthew
That's
Broderick?
close, dude.
No, you're thinking of
That's
Glory.
Oh, okay.
97.
97 is wrong.
95.
93.
Ooh, it was like
Every
so
time
close.
I will
Brian
say,
is so close.
I will
every
say
time.
my second guess is always right. Like after I get it wrong, I'm in my head, I'm like it's 93, and then he says it.
All right, here
Maybe
we
don't
go.
buzz in first then.
Number 13. Saving Private Ryan.
Buzz,
Brian.
1996.
Wrong.
Get the fuck out of here. Fuck you. No.
Buzz. Oh, you can take it. You can
98.
98 is
Take it.
correct.
Yeah, it's 98. It was a year before the Matrix. Year before the Matrix.
So upset.
Get him has taken the lead once again. 3-2-0.
Am I still in it?
We have. Yeah, you,
Yeah,
you can pull
yeah,
ahead.
we have
if you
16 left.
You can pull ahead. Number 14. A little film called Amistad.
Brian.
Buzz,
Brian.
1990. I'm torn between 8 and 7. 8 is my lucky number. I'm going to say 8.
Incorrect.
Fuck.
Buzz.
Get him.
Ought 1.
No.
92?
The answer is 1997.
I thought Get 'em was going to say 97 right away.
No, for some reason I thought it was in the aughts.
I told you it is always my second choice.
All right. 15. We have 5 more to go. Kingdom of Heaven.
Oh.
Buzz,
Brian.
2005.
He got it!
Orlando
board.
Bloom is a hunk.
Brian is on the board.
Yeah, and I know.
All right. You made it.
So wait,
It's not a shutout.
Can we get a score update?
Score update.
3,
Get
2,
him
1.
3.
3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, I'm in it.
You're in it.
You're
damn
in
it.
it.
We got
You're in it.
5 more.
Okay.
You just have to keep throwing out the Orlando Bloom.
This is
movies.
gonna be
He's
like
got-
this is gonna be like a 28-3 Tom Brady comeback in the Super Bowl.
Number 16.
16.
1492 Conquest of Paradise. Weird movie that nobody saw.
What?
I know this movie. This is the what's his fucking Trevor? This is the Malick movie, isn't it?
Can I have a hint? Is it in black and white?
It is not in black and white.
This is the Terrence Malick movie, correct?
I believe so, yes.
With Colin Farrell.
Yeah,
I know
I
this.
know,
So
not
this
Colin
is-
Farrell. I know Sigourney Weaver's in it. She plays Queen Isabella.
So this is fairly recent.
Wait, is this the Pocahontas one?
No, that's New World.
Okay, that's what I was thinking of.
So this is fairly recent.
It's in living memory.
In living memory, yeah.
Brian
it's
knows
not.
this. It's a Unix system.
I to be honest, this isn't the movie I thought it was, and I've never heard of this movie.
Never heard of this movie?
No. Can you give us a decade?
90s.
It is not.
Okay.
So we gotta.
It's a crapshoot.
It's out of 10. Yeah.
Buzz.
Brian.
1993.
No.
A buzz.
Brian. Beaver?
I'm not Brian.
I'm not Picard. I'm not.
Then stop pretending to be.
90.
No.
Can you use it in a sentence? Latin root.
This came out the same year as the Black Album, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that.
Yeah.
Isn't that 90?
The answer is 1992.
He didn't guess though, no?
No, I had no
You didn't let him
chance.
guess.
No, there was no chance.
All right. 17. Colin Farrell in
Again.
Alexander.
Buzz.
Brian.
2006.
Wrong.
Fuck.
Buzz, 2004.
2004 is correct.
Yeah.
4,
I think,
2,
I think
1.
that clinches it for him.
There are 3 more.
Okay.
Sweep them all.
We have to.
Okay.
We have to get all of them.
Yeah.
Man.
Number 18. Gandhi. Ben Kingsley.
Oh,
Sir,
fuck
Ben
you.
Kingsley.
Buzz.
Brian. Beaver.
I'm
I did
not
it again.
Brian.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
He's so used to me buzzing first.
I'm just gonna throw out a number. 84.
84 is not correct.
I'm going last. I'm playing to win.
Well, he didn't say close for me. So that
Buzz,
gives you a hint.
77.
No.
Can I get a hint like you gave Gitem?
No, we didn't have hints.
Gitem got a hint the last one with the black album.
He wasn't allowed to guess. He didn't guess.
You don't want me to win so bad.
No, I need you to lose this.
Because here's the thing Gitem doesn't know about me and the audience doesn't know. I'm insanely competitive.
Yes.
like I'm
Alright.
I'm like the most competitive person
Yes.
you'll ever fucking
Yeah.
meet. And like if I lose, this is gonna bother me for like weeks.
Came out 2 years after Iron Maiden's debut.
Okay.
I think Brian can figure that out.
I don't think so. 'Cause
1981.
that's- No.
The answer is 1982.
Oh my God! I was close.
I thought Maiden started in 79.
80. First album's 80.
In the U.S.
No, didn't Maiden get together in like the 60s?
In 70, no. Oh, God, no.
I felt like they were together in like 68.
Yeah, they were influenced by the Beatles. There was just gallops.
Just gallops,
I want to
yeah.
hold your hand. I want to hold your hand.
That's Brian's impression of Steve Harris's bass.
I don't want to bang on the table.
Might hurt it.
I think.
All right, number 19.
19.
Goodfellas.
So many. So many.
Buzz,
Brian.
1990.
That is correct.
He did it.
Tied with Steve.
All right, I'm coming in
Unfortunately,
second.
you're drawing dead at this point.
I can't beat Gitem, but I could beat Steve.
That's true. That's true.
Final one for all the marbles.
Okay.
Number 20, The Bridge on the River Kwai.
Buzz,
Brian.
1966.
Incorrect.
Fuck.
I love his reaction every time. Incorrect. Fuck.
Buzz, 67.
No.
So you said 67. You said 66.
Both of them are way off.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh.
73.
We looking at older?
Older.
Yeah, we are looking at older. 58.
57.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good, does it?
It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good though. It's so
That feels like a 60s movie.
It does.
Yeah. That honestly,
Honestly, it turned out fun, so shut
the
up, all of you.
we made it fun. But, yeah. All right. Get him. Congratulations on your win.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
you
you.
Yeah. All right. So now it's the time of the show where we're going to pick the next movies we're going to watch.
Okay.
So the next 3 movies are going to be what we pick now, and the show will revert back to movie form. So who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay, what movie are you picking?
I want to do The Last Samurai.
I like The Last Samurai.
Have you seen Last Samurai?
Tom Cruise?
Yes.
No.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. I've always enjoyed it. You know, I got some thoughts on it, but I'll save them for the
Yeah,
episode.
we got time.
I do like that movie a lot, though.
So that's going to be the next thing we watch.
Yep, that is Steve's pick.
Okay.
Tony?
Oh.
Does that bother you?
No, not at all. I think we've been heavy on battles and war, so I'm going a little different route. I'm going for the dirty New York City movie, The French Connection.
Oh, that's an awesome pick.
Nice. That's nice.
Oh, I'm. You know, I wish I thought of that. That's awesome.
Big Tony with the awesome pick.
Do you know why so many Italians name their kids like Anthony and Tony?
Saints.
No, because they were
it's
going
our
to
heritage.
and Y. Tony.
My soul is dead. My soul's dead after that comment.
They were all going to and Y.
He said it again. He said it again. And he added an O flourish.
It's almost why we call them bennies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Bennies. It's what the shore people call people from other places.
Yeah, but how is it like that?
Because they call them that after the Bayonne Elizabeth Newark, New York rail line, and it was usually on their tickets.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I've heard Benny's, but I didn't know that. Now we learned some local history. That's great.
Wow, we're sticking true to the theme.
This is grand.
Okay.
Brian, what are you picking?
I am picking a movie that is not based on a true story.
Star Trek.
Yeah, we're just gonna watch. This is the future.
We're doing Insurrection? Please tell me we're doing Insurrection. I love the dinosaur head guy. Gitem knows what I'm talking
We
about.
are doing a movie with a dinosaur head. We're doing Mario Brothers.
Oh, King Koopa.
No.
Capelli's flooding the pipes.
I loved hearing how drunk and off they were.
John
on-
Leguizamo
No,
and
Hoskins?
Bob Hoskins.
Yeah.
I almost said Bob Costas.
Would have been a way different movie.
Okay, I'm picking The King's Man.
The King's Man.
Now, I have seen the movie. It is not based on a true story. However, there are several little historical things that I can't see us ever really talking about that occur in the movie that keep it true to history. That's going to be fun to talk about, I think.
Okay.
And if I'm wrong, you guys can just rip me for an episode about how I'm an asshole because I made us watch this.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
were gonna
I'm
do
in.
that anyway. It's fine.
That does it for this
That's
episode.
the show?
That's it. I want to give a thank you to our first guest, the wonderful Gitem Steve
you.
Dave.
This was
Thank you.
wonderful.
Thank you for having me. Thank you
you.
for having me.
We'll definitely have you back at some point.
No, unless the audience says something.
We don't care.
We don't have an audience.
Yeah, we don't have an audience.
No one's going to hear this.
No, I'll be tweeting it. Yeah.
Fast forward 3 weeks later, 100,000 views. Oh shit, people heard it.
I want to give a thanks again to the Gitem Steve Dave guys for letting us record at the General Store in
thank you
beautiful Hazlitt, New Jersey. Come on down to Airport Plaza. Visit the Gitem Steve Dave store. Gitem will probably be here. Buy some merch. Buy some stuff. Sign up for the Patreon. Gitem Steve Dave Patreon. Gitem's on there.
Sometimes, yes.
Yeah, I'm on there too sometimes doing work behind the scenes. Also, follow me on Twitter at Brian Rupert. You want to plug your Twitter?
At Gitem Steve Dave. That's GITEM.
Yep.
So
Follow him there. Follow me on Letterboxd. I rank every movie we watch for this podcast, and I write reviews of every single movie I watch. It's a labor of love for me. Love doing it. So follow me there at Brian Rupert for both. And I want to thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye now.
So what was your review of Backdoor Sluts 8?
5 stars across the board.
P-Man.